Good evening, YouTube viewers, Facebook friends and family, YouTube subscribers. Today is April the 16th, April the 15th, 2014. I want to welcome you to another edition of Joe's Politics 101. I want to weigh in on a little bit of something that I spotted on the news yesterday concerning this rancher out in Nevada. I don't get into keeping up with the people's names. I'll just refer to him as a rancher out there. One of the things that I keep harkening back to me and keep popping back into my head is some of the things that apparently he said, based on what the news has said about he don't recognize the government. It's funny, you don't recognize the government, but I'm pretty sure at his age he's receiving a Social Security check, Medicare, and other benefits that the U.S. government provides because he paid into it. I don't think he's turning that down. It's just to think about how hypocritical these people are. They talk about tyrannical government. This president, they try to say he's criminal. They try to say he's tyrannical. They try to say he's, we're unconstitutional. He violates the Constitution. Somewhere in the Constitution it talks about taxes. I understand and realize what the history of our nation is when it comes to taxes. Our basic groundwork for the development of this nation was that the Queen of England or Britain or whoever we was under was taxing us too much, and we didn't like that. Okay, but they was taxing us and not representing us. This government, the federal government, your county or parish governments or commonwealth governments, municipal governments, they represent you. They provide you with services. They provide you with protection of your rights. It's no more than right for you to be responsible enough to recognize your responsibilities and obey the law of the land. Obey those things that you're supposed to do. You can be a hypocrite about a lot of things, and most of the GOP members are hypocrites about a lot of things. They talk about government, they talk about all of the different things that they are against, but at the same time they're leeching and sucking and accepting government benefits and government subsidies. They're getting everything they can possibly get out of the government money wise and putting nothing back and steady trying to destroy. The majority of the Congress people, the people that's in the Congress, and especially those, and I'm on the GOP people because, you only hear this kind of crap from the Republican people. That's where you hear the majority of this crap from. About the government's too big. Government needs to be toned down. Cut this, cut that, cut this. But you never ever hear one of them say, cut my paycheck. Have you ever heard that? Cut my benefits. Don't pay for my insurance, my family's insurance. Take half of this $170,000 that you give me a year and give me 75,000 of them. You never hear that. This guy in Nevada that's using public land, state land, or federal land to raise his cattle on. You know, $1 million, you know, of fees. That means he hadn't paid anything on the use of that property since he's been using it. He's just been using it for free. Yeah, it's my right to use this land for free. Well, if it was in that case, I could go around here in my community and take every empty lot that's in here and claim it and use it. And if anybody come to try to throw me off of it, I don't recognize the law. I don't recognize the government. You can't do that. Hey, Sheriff, come over here and run these people off of my property. They can't tell me I can't use my property because it's mine. I took it. I'm using it. He don't have that right. And if he gets away with it, then you're going to see more infringement upon people's rights to own their own property, or the federal government or the state to own property. You're going to see more infringement on it. People are going to start trying to take it. Now, what to me was so cowardly, and this is probably what kept it from escalating, and I guess that might be a good thing, is those cowards of men, you know, while they trying to make this guy some kind of hero, you know, looking at the right-wing radio, listening to the right-wing radio and watching Fox News, you know, they trying to pump this guy up as some martyr, you know, when they actually all he is a criminal. He's violating the law, and when you violate the law, that makes you a criminal. But they trying to pump him up. But what was so cowardly about it, they took women, put the women out front to face the law enforcement officials. And the men kept running in, taunting the dog. You know, basically, if they'd have been in some small city or something like that, taunting that dog, the police officer probably would have let the dog get a bite. You know, just to give him some training. Just, you know, go ahead and snag him one time and let's see what he think about it. But anyway, it didn't happen. I'm glad that they de-escalated it, turned the man's cows loose. Now we can fight you in a court of law. And we see how that goes. So you're refusing to pay your debt, the debt that you owe to the state or the federal government, since you're refusing to pay that, we'll deal with you in the court of law. Now, if you still continue to refuse it, we're going to seize your little stuff. We're going to put liens on all of your property. And we might even just give you a few days in the lockdown, which would be a good thing for old boy. You know, he's kind of old, but you know, he can survive a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months in jail, and it won't hurt him. You know, they sending people to jail all the damn time, so he ain't no different. Send his ass to jail for a few days, let him think it over, then go out, and if he don't want to pay his debt, do what everybody else do on your credit. Seize his property, seize stuff that he owns, freeze his bank account until you get your money. I mean, it ain't like this guy is some kind of poor $10.10 an hour worker or $8.50 hour worker. You know, it's just getting stupid. This country is getting stupid with these so-called right-wing or extremist-ass people with this idea in their head that we don't need government. We need government. Trust me. Government is a much-needed thing. And one of the reasons government is a much-needed thing is, you know, I saddle up my horse or fill my truck up with gas and decide I want to go terrorize your ass and get out there and start terrorizing you, you know, with my automatic weapons and all of that stuff, and ain't nobody around to protect, or I ain't got to pay the consequences for it. Hey, wide open territory, brother. You know, that's what it seemed like they want to try to do. Get back to the Wild Wild West, you know, Jesse James, Billy the Kid, you know, and all of the rest of the cowboy gangs. You know, everybody walking around with a gun. You know, guns give people confidence. You know, one-on-one, I challenge any man one-on-one. He might kick my ass, or I'll probably kick his. One of the two, one-on-one. But if you got a gun, you know, you ain't got to face me up close and personal. Or you ain't got to deal with me up close and personal. You can stand across the room and threaten me and talk crazy and all of that. And if I got a gun, you got a gun, well, may the best man win. Well, I see it that way up close and personal too. You know, you look at all of the different groups of people, you know, the different extremist organizations that they have around. Every now and then you'll get something like the old neo-Nazi Ku Klux Klan man that hate Jews went shooting up the Jewish centers and the Jewish nursing home and stuff like that, which is crazy. But, you know, he's anti-Semitic, and that's where you hear most of your rhetoric from. The rhetoric about the Jewish people is from those kind of people who just happen to be of the Caucasian persuasion. You know, while the politicians are talking about Israel and protecting the Jewish people and this, that, and another, you got this other segment over there called the neo-Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan and the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan and the people, white people for America and bring our country back, take our country back type of folks who talks foul language about the Jewish people, blaming the Jewish people for all of the problems that we're having in the United States, like they blaming President Obama for all the problems we're having in the United States. You know, it don't make sense where these people's mindset is. They want to be separate from everybody else. Okay? Now, you know, if you don't recognize the government and you don't want to be a part of the United States, well, why don't you move? Go somewhere where they don't pay taxes, where there's no government, like Somalia. One of these countries where, you know, it's lawless, just nothing that can stop you from doing anything you want to. That's where this guy should go. Take his little cattle, pick his little house up, and all that stuff, and go do it. Go to Belize. Go buy you some shit down in Belize. Okay? Ain't a whole bunch of people down there, and ain't got a whole lot of governing going on down there either. Go down there, set you up a ranch, and you just turn your cows loose. Let them roam. You ain't got to pay no taxes. You ain't got to do nothing. Just move to Belize or Somalia or Nicaragua or any damn where. You know, where they don't pay taxes, where you think they don't pay taxes. Good luck trying to find that. Good luck trying to find a place where you're not going to pay some taxes. You know. But you want to destroy this country because you don't want to pay a few damn dollars in taxes for the services that you are providing. You're drawing Social Security. You're getting Medicare or Medicaid. You know, and you probably get, if you own a ranch, you're probably getting some kind of federal subsidy to help you. I don't know how many cattle you're raising, or if you're selling them, or if you're raising any produce. You know, but a hypocrite's a hypocrite. And that's what this criminal is, a hypocrite. He don't recognize the federal government. And all the sheriffs need to disarm these federal government. Good luck with that. Good luck with any sheriff that want to disarm any federal agent. Good luck, sheriff. Just go take their guns and tell them they violating the law. Okay? That's like being in the city of whatever town you live in, and the local law enforcement decide to disarm the sheriff. Yeah, you got states' rights, you got sovereignty and all of that stuff, and but you do that. You go disarm. You go take. Just go take the federal officers' guns and tell them they can't come into your jurisdiction with a weapon. The Constitution says I can carry my weapon anywhere I want to, so I don't see how you're gonna disarm that police officer. Yeah. I don't like government. I don't recognize the government. Move your ass somewhere else. Get the hell up out of our country and leave us alone. Quit being radical. Quit being an idiot. And quit putting your women out front. Thanks for viewing this YouTube. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.